And welcome to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. It's Wednesday night. We appreciate you tuning in live and amplified from Teen Vision TV 16 with our director, Johnny Nunez, behind the scenes. Listen, this is a very special Inland Sports Show tonight. We're calling it a Players Edition. We are going to talk to players from several different programs. We're going to make stops at Norco, third in Chicago, which is JW North. We're going to go out to Beaumont High School and right back here to RCC and talk to one of their star players who's also a former Centennial guy. So we're going to really blow it out. Tons of local football going on in a special Players Edition of the Inland Sports Show tonight. So our first stop, you know, it's Horsetown, USA, but we can call it Football Town, USA, too, because these guys are off to a great start. We're talking about the Norco Cougars. Johnny, let's go live to Norco High School right now on the Inland Sports Show and talk to Norco High School quarterback Kyle Crum. And Kyle, man, 2-0, and not just 2-0, Kyle, but you're playing and beating some really good teams out there. How much confidence do the Cougars have right now?
Yeah, definitely. I think we got all the confidence in the world being able to take down a very good team in Vista Marietta and then Trinity League team in Santa Margarita. So we got some momentum now. The guys are believing, and I don't think anyone can stop us.
You got another big game. I mean, the whole non-league schedule is just a bunch of big games. But another big one coming up on the at the Cook, Rancho Cucamonga. What do you know about this school without giving away all your secrets about your game plan? But what do you know about Rancho Cucamonga, and what do you guys have to do on Friday night to get a win?
Yeah, definitely. Watched a lot of film on them so far. They got some good athletes. They play hard. But I think if we come out there and we execute our offense and our defense plays like they've been playing, we'll be all right.
So, Kyle, I've got your non-league in front of me, and, you know, after Rancho Cucamonga, Murrieta Valley, Rancho Verde, I mean, those are all really good teams. Do you feel like once you guys get finished with league play, you're going to have a lot of confidence? You're going to have probably, you know, some wins, maybe 5-0 under your belt going into Big 8 league play, but you could probably find out a lot about this Norco team through the first 5 games because you're playing such good talent. I mean, you guys will be battle tested regardless of what division you guys end up in the CIF Southern Section playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's we've been really fortunate to play a lot of good teams in our preseason. And like you said, just going to give us more confidence, especially coming into our rematch against Centennial for that league title again. So super excited for that game.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, yes, you guys are the reigning Big 8 league champions, winning that league title 5-0 during the spring season. How important, what does that mean to you to be able to say you won a Big 8 league title knowing that, you know, Centennial's out there? Yeah,
no, that was huge for our team and for the town especially. And then huge for me because I went through my freshman year. So to come here and then play against all my friends and they come out on top, that was a huge victory for us.
So, Kyle, you know, we love quarterbacks on this show, and then they always get a ton of love, and we appreciate you coming on. But let's do a little name dropping. Who are you throwing the ball to? Who are some of your guys having so far, you know, a big season through 2 games for Norco High School?
Oh, yeah, we got some dudes. Elijah Rodriguez, number 4. He's my go-to guy in the slot. Grant Gray outside. We have Marcus on the other side and Chop at tight end and running backs. We got too many of those almost. Now we got Jaden Ott, Jacob Rosenthal, Lorenzo Bavati, and Kalani. So we got a lot of weapons, and Coach been doing a good job of using them all.
Now, Kyle, for some reason, when I think of Norco football, I think of like ground and pound, like running attack, just run it down your throat. But then I look at your stats and see what you guys are doing, man. You're throwing the ball around the field to a bunch of different guys and scoring a lot of points. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like this Norco offense is just maybe more dynamic than we've seen in the past.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. We still got, you know, our O-linemen play hard, play nasty. They still kind of keep that mentality of the old Norco football, but we got a lot of athletes in our backfield and out on the edges, so we are able to do some things and move it around. All
right, speaking of your O-line, because every time I see the Norco offensive line, I feel like there's nobody bigger out there. I don't know what you guys are eating like at lunchtime at Norco High School, but the O-line guys are always just these massive monsters out there. What does the O-line mean to you in terms of success? You know, feeling comfortable in the pocket, feeling like you can hand the ball off and the run game's going to do its thing. How important is the O-line?
Yeah, everything runs through them, like you were saying. They determine whether we can run the ball and they determine whether we can pass the ball. So those are a good group of guys, my buddies, and try try to spoil them and love on them when I can, because they play hard and they're playing really well this year.
Do you have to feed them at lunch? Do you ever take them out to dinner? I'm sure that bill, the bill at the end of the night is going to be a lot of money if you have to feed those guys. But to keep them happy, right? You got to keep the O-line happy.
Yeah, last year we had them over before every game. Parents would make spaghetti or pasta or whatever for us, and then I think we're bringing that back for league this year.
That's awesome. Kyle, I've got your stats in front of me real quick. It says 571 passing yards. You're completing nearly 70% of your passes, 6 touchdowns through the air, another one on the ground, 157 rushing yards. Those are great numbers. What do you think you could still do better as we get, farther through the season?
Yeah, I think I could get a little quicker on my reads, stop holding the ball so long, get the ball out of my hands, and let the guys make plays. And then, maybe try to stay in the pocket a little longer and let things develop instead of trying to take off and run so fast. So those are some things I'm working on.
And finally, how's practice going tonight? You guys looking crisp, looking good, ready for the Kook on Friday?
Yeah, it's a high-energy practice tonight. So we just had pass under pressure, doing special teams now, so I'm not missing too much. But it's a good practice, and we're ready for Friday.
Well, Kyle, listen, I really appreciate the time. Coach Chastain's one of our favorites, and I appreciate him letting you use his phone to do this live interview on our show. So I do appreciate it. We'll let you get back to work with the Cougars, but good luck on Friday night against Rancho Cucamonga.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, sir. That's Kyle Crum, quarterback for your Norco Cougars, joining us here live on the Inland Sports Show. As we said, a special players edition tonight of the Inland Sports Show. So we do appreciate him taking a quick break from practice tonight. We went live to Norco High School for some football action tonight. Johnny, without further ado, let's go ahead and tee up our Boost Performance Training Top 25 football rankings. You guys have just been eating it up. And I will say, when we first put out the preseason rankings, some people questioned some things. They scoffed at some others. But I'll say, as we go into week 2, we're pretty much on the money. These are pretty good. So here we are after a couple weeks. We got Centennial and Norco leading the way. Again, Norco, the reigning Big 8 League champions, but Centennial, how do you not put Centennial number 1? I just don't know, but we love both programs. Then a couple schools from the Southwestern League, Vista Murrieta and Murrieta Valley, followed by Cajon and Citrus Valley, a pair from the CBL. Chaparral, Temecula Valley, more Southwestern League schools. Just shows you how good that football is going to be down there this season. The Rancho Verde slides down to number 9 after losing to Citrus Valley. And San Jacinto nearly beat San Clemente this past Saturday night. They did lose, but man, they had San Clemente on the ropes. We bumped up the Tigers into our top 10, all right? Here goes 11 through 25. And listen, Beaumont, Yucaipa, Temescal Canyon, some of those other schools could be making some serious moves this week as Beaumont and Temescal Canyon will be going head-to-head. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. But each and every week, that will be our Boost Performance Training Top 25 poll. We'll do it each and every week, and we'll see how close we're getting it correct. We will see some movement throughout the season because a lot of those schools you saw, some of those top-ranked schools, will be playing each other head-to-head. So something has got to give. So we're excited about some of these games coming up, including in week 2. And we will look at some of those week 2 matchups later in this show. But again, it's a players edition of the Inland Sports Show. When we come back tonight, we will check in at 3rd in Chicago. JW North High School with their big-time running back, Venancio Micaele. If you have not seen this guy run, he punishes defenses. He is a big guy to bring down. So we'll talk some North football when we come back on the Inland Sports Show.
What's going on, guys? This is Ray Bass from Boost Performance Training. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez.
The time is now. The Boost Training Center is open for business and ready to help all the athletes across the Inland Empire. Doesn't matter the age or the sport, if you go to Boost Training with Coach Ray Bass, they're going to make you bigger, faster, stronger. So if you're out there looking to train this offseason, talking about all you football players especially, check out boosttrainingsystems.com. That is the website. You can find a strength and speed class just for you this offseason season so you can be even bigger, better, faster, stronger this upcoming season. Give them a call or text at 951-532-4904 to reserve your spot today. Strength and speed training at Boost Training System. And don't forget, enrollment is open right now for the Bass School. That's Boost Alternative School for student athletes. You can check out what they have to offer at boosttrainingsystems.com. That is the website once again, and you can enroll for the 2021-2022 school year. Again, this is not an online school. This is a private school specifically for 7th and 8th grade boys. Check it out today because space is limited. The number one sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Ken's Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a Letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Ken's Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit kensportinggoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Ken's Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Ken's Sporting Goods.
Football, UCLA hammering Hawaii like they should, 44-10 over the weekend. A little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum as they get ready to host LSU at the Rose Bowl this coming Saturday. That's a big game.
Big, massive game to start the season off with.
I liked kind of watching that, though. I know it's Hawaii and everyone wants to say it's no big deal, but there is something to be said when you win a game that you should.
Exactly, right? You know, like UCLA did what they were supposed to do, right? If they would have lost or it was a close game against Hawaii, there'd be so many red flags going into this big game against LSU. But no, they did what they were supposed to do, and now UCLA feels like probably they have a shot. I don't know if it's a great shot, but a shot against a very good LSU team from the SEC.
Step one accomplished.
Early line only has LSU favored by 3.5, so not much.
Wow.
Could be a game. Could be a game. And we got USC taking on San Jose State. And San Jose State is your reigning Mountain West Conference champion. Guys, San Jose State, man, is legit. That is not an easy game for USC.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. A big thanks to Kyle Crum, the quarterback at Norco High School. We're still going to make a trip out to JW North, Beaumont, and RCC a little bit later in the show. But right now, let's take a look at our Kins Sporting Goods must-see game coming up this week. And it's actually a couple unbeaten teams so far early on in this season between a Raincross Conference school, right, and the Citrus Belt League. We'll get to that one in just a second. Here's some of those other must-see games. Rev against Moreno Valley, Summit against Beaumont. Now, King against Paloma Valley. This game has been canceled, but we had already built the fancy graphic, but we found out that Paloma Valley had some positives and confirmed with Coach McMains at King High School before the show that game will not be happening. We also have Norco taking on Rancho Cucamonga. We just talked to Kyle Crum, the quarterback for the Cougars, about that matchup. San Jacinto taking on Murrieta Mesa. We got Notre Dame and JW North. That is a Riverside TV game. And then on Saturday, down there at Cathedral Catholic High School in the San Diego area, it's Centennial and Sierra Canyon, the Honor Bowl coming up. That'll be a great game for the Huskies coming off a big win against Cathedral Catholic. So the Huskies going for their second win of the season. And I should say that Beaumont Summit game and Beaumont football games all season long, you can listen to live on KMET. That is 1490 AM with my guy, Mitch McClellan. So you can check them out on the radio all season long. That is Beaumont football, Beaumont and Summit coming up this Friday night. So those are some of the top games coming up in week number 2. Here's our Kins must-see game this week, as I alluded to. 2 undefeated schools going head-to-head in this one. When the Raincross and the Citrus Belt League get together, man, I'm a sucker for those matchups, man. I just love them. Yucaipa taking on Temescal Canyon. Both teams 2-0. Both teams have some good wins under the belt. Did some really good things in these early games. And Coach Roloff over there at Temescal Canyon, Coach Price at Yucaipa, 2 great coaches in the area, but only one team will be undefeated after this Friday night. It's Yucaipa going on the road to Temescal Canyon. That is our Kin Sporting Goods must-see game this week. All right, we're going to take another commercial break here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we'll continue this very special Players Edition of the Inland Sports Show as we make our rounds to different football practices across the IE. You're watching your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.
This is Alexander Madison. You're watching the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports. Calling all athletes. Make sure you're at your very best by training at Boost Performance Training in Corona. Whether you're a football player, soccer player, baseball player, lacrosse, athletes from all sports and all levels train at Boost Performance Training. Led by former Centennial High School football star Ray Bass, you'll develop explosive power, become faster, and add that lean muscle. Don't be left behind and get a leg up on the competition at Boost Performance Training. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for information on their training programs and also on the Bass School. That's the Bass Alternative School for student athletes. Trying to earn a scholarship? Maybe make the varsity team. Get a spot in the starting lineup? Well, let Boost Performance Training help achieve your athletic goals.
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taking care of whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, you know. We have customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time, and then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. We just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
We are the IE. We work hard. In fact, that's the way we like it. We wake up early, we stay up late to get the job done right. That blue-collar, hard-working mentality is the same reason we have so many successful teams and coaches and athletes in the Inland Empire. We never give up. We are a resilient bunch in the IE. Everything we have, we've earned. No excuses. It's this determined attitude is what powers our small businesses, and that's how championships are won. The Inland Sports Team is looking to team up with other like-minded small businesses in the IE. Together, we can grow. We can be bigger and better. If it was easy, everyone would do it, but we're not looking for easy, just looking for an opportunity. Joining the Inland Sports Team could be the opportunity that you've been looking for.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. A big shout out to our director behind the scenes, Johnny Nunez, here live and amplified at Teen Vision TV 16. Players edition of the Inland Sports Show. As we make another stop this time, we're going out to Beaumont High School to check in on the Cougars. And what a great duo they got at quarterback and receiver. Let's go out live to Beaumont. Standing by, I think on the bench, maybe. It's star quarterback Chris Cooper and his favorite target, Gabe Nunez. Guys, what is up? How are you doing tonight?
Good. Just finished practice, conditioning.
Wrapping it up.
How was it tonight? Was Coach Steinberg nice to you guys? I got not too much running, not too much yelling. Was it all good?
Nah, just we did team stuff, and then we finished with stretching right now. So it was pretty good, pretty solid. Not too much yelling.
Well, Coach Steinberg's one of our favorites, and I know he runs such a great program out there. You guys obviously off to a great start this season. Chris, let me start with you. I mean, just a sophomore, man, and you're out there balling at the varsity level. Where does this confidence come from, Chris?
Well, I've always been he's always been my guy, and I've always tried to be the guy on my team, always try to be the leader. So, coming into high school, I knew I was watching the older guys, and then this year I knew it was my shot. I just had to pick up and take the bigger role.
Well, Chris, man, you're doing a great job at quarterback, and I know life is a lot easier when you got stud receivers like Gabe Nunez there with you. And Gabe, as a senior, man, this is your senior year. You want to go out with a bang, right? I mean, I think you guys are going to compete for a CBL championship. I think you guys are going to make a playoff run. What's your goals as a senior this year?
Definitely to come out as CBL champs, but just to have a winning record and then get to playoffs and then see what we could do from there.
All right, so I got your schedule in front of us right now. So you beat Orange Vista 34-30. You go on the road and beat Murrieta Mesa 42-27. You got Summit coming up on this Friday. What are some things that you guys did well as a team in those first two victories of the season that kind of builds a little bit of confidence in you guys going into this game against Summit? And Chris, I can start with you.
Yeah, so we came into the game against Orange Vista. We started off real strong. We came out with a bang, and then as the game ended, things got real tight, but we finished as a team.
Defense really stepped up for us.
Defense really stepped up for us in that victory. And then in our last game, same thing. We got the ball to start the game. We scored, and then after that, we just kept it on. We had some turnovers, but right after the very next possession, we just stepped on the gas and then punched it in.
Gabe, what does it say about this Beaumont team that you guys are able to win those close games? You know what I mean? Like, you're not, it's easy to blow out a team that you're supposed to beat, but when you play other good teams and you find a way to win those close games, Gabe, what do you think that means, for this Beaumont team?
It just really shows how much work we have put in over the offseason and how much we've come together as one team or family, and how much we just want to win and how badly we want it.
Now, Chris, I don't know how much Coach Steinberg has talked about his quarterbacks from his past. He's had some great quarterbacks at the different high schools he's been. It looks like you're the next guy in line, the next stud quarterback. Sure. But does he talk about like the Blake Barnetts or the Karsten Sweens from his past?
He's mentioned them here and there, but right now really just focused on getting on to that next win. But yeah, he definitely speaks on those guys and how great characters on and off the field, and their work ethic and stuff was just crazy.
Yeah, Coach Steinberg has such a great track record with high school quarterbacks. What do you think makes him such a good coach? Because I'm sure you're trying to soak in everything he has to say, especially at practice.
This coach, he knows everything. Like there's stuff that I don't even know, and that I'm learning every single day. Just little things from like my footwork to reads and everything, just getting so much more crisp with Coach Steiny.
Now, Gabe, I've got your stats right in front of me. You're almost at 400 yards receiving on the season. You got 5 touchdowns already. When I think of high school football, I think of like dominant running backs. But, man, you, as a receiver, you're putting up these huge numbers. What's it like having a guy like Chris getting you the football that you can get into the end zone 5 times and put up these great stats?
It's just really having that trust that we've been playing since we were little, and having that trust. I trust him, he trusts me, and just that connection right there, it's beyond compare. Nothing can compare to that.
So, Chris, what kind of goals do you have for this team this season? We talked real quick about, a CBL championship or the deep playoff run and what's it going to take. And, but you're a young guy as a sophomore. What kind of goals do you have for this team and for yourself?
Well, just really to stick as a family, because, we had some guys drop off and then some guys come back, and really just throughout the season sticking as a team, because like just in that last game, offense was struggling, defense came up and stepped it up. So throughout the season, injuries, other situations like that, as long as we stay as a team and a brotherhood, we should be fine this year.
Chris, were you on the varsity roster last year, like during the spring, or did you hang around the varsity team a little bit just to maybe see how it operates and kind of get acclimated with, what that level of varsity football is going to look like?
Yeah, so as a kid, I was always around Coach Steiny. I was ball boy for years, and then I ended up my freshman year playing ball at Citrus Valley, and then ended up coming back to get coached by Coach Steiny this year. So right beginning of summer, I just picked up, and then picked up right where we left off when I left.
Gabe, how much fun are you guys having out there? Because every time I see Coach Steinberg on social media, he's a big Twitter guy. Like, he's always on Twitter, hanging out on social media. But he's always putting pictures about, how much fun you guys are having, like the linemen eating these big, burritos and having popsicles at practice. I mean, you guys are having a ball, man. How fun is it, Gabe, out there right now at Beaumont?
It's awesome, but he makes us work for these things. We don't just get to do them. I don't know if you've seen our song nights, or every Tuesday we get to sing. We have a karaoke if we win the game, but we don't just get it every week. We have to work and win that game to get it. And then we have a trench warrior down in the trenches. Whoever plays the best that game, they get a nice burrito that they get to eat.
What? No burritos for receivers or no burritos for quarterbacks? Just the big guys up front?
Yeah,
They're getting down dirty in the trenches.
They're the guys that make us look good, you know?
Exactly.
They are the guys that make you look good. Chris, let me go back to you real quick before we wrap this up. We talked about you guys just having a good time out there, but like Gabe said, you guys are earning all these things. Like when you're at practice, I'm sure you guys are having a good time, but I mean, you're putting in real work. I mean, obviously it's showing because you guys are off to a great start. Like how important is it that you guys take the week of practice to get it all dialed in, so when you take the field on Friday against Summit, you guys are ready to rock and roll?
Yeah. Coach Steiny always mentions it's not how you perform on Friday, it's how you perform throughout the entire week, the Monday through Thursday leading up to game day. You can't just slack all week in practice, show up game day and think you're going to ball out. It just doesn't work like that. So just all the way through practice, the entire week, even on the weekend, just taking recovery days, because that's what we talks about. Taking care of your body and then taking care of on the field throughout the week is really what we focus on here.
Well, Chris and Gabe, listen, I really appreciate the time. Thank you for joining us live from practice tonight. And I'm excited to see if you guys beat Summit on Friday. Well, what are you going to have next week? Is it going to be like donuts out there? I mean, you already had popsicles, maybe slushies. I mean, you guys are having a great time, man. I wish I was a Beaumont Cougar.
No, we'll see. We'll see what Coach Steiny has up his sleeve next week. But we're excited trying to get this game at home, a win, and then we'll see what treats we have for next week.
And I should mention, you can listen to Beaumont football all season long on the radio dial. That's KMET 1490 AM. Guys, thank you so much. That's Gabriel Nunez and Chris Cooper from Beaumont High School football join us here live on the Inland Sports Show. Gabe, Chris, thank you so much. You guys have a great night. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, another live stop here on the Inland Sports Show, and we appreciate them joining us. And also, we appreciate Coach Steinberg for letting him jump on at the end of practice. I think we got him out of maybe some sprints. I think they said some stretching, so got him out of practice just for a little bit. But we do appreciate Beaumont, again, playing Summit coming up on Friday night. The rest of their non-league, as Coach Steinberg likes to say, the school down the road. So after the Summit game Friday, the following week, they'll play the school down the road, which is Banning High School, right? The War for the Wheel. That's a big game. And then they'll round out their non-league play, which probably is their biggest non-league game, San Jacinto. And we see how good the Tigers are this season. So that'll be a big game in their final non-league contest before they go into Citrus Belt League action. All right, we'll take another quick break here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, how about Riverside City College? Former Centennial high school star Reggie Retzlaf is scheduled to join us as the Tigers are set to kick off their season on Saturday against Mount San Jacinto College. We'll be back on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.
96.7 KCal Rocks. What's up? It's Patrick and 40. Hey, man, you're watching the Inland Sports Show right here. Make sure you check out Pep, man. It's Inland Sports with Pep, but he's on every Monday and Thursday morning with Sports with Pep, man. You guys rock.
Hey guys, it's Pep Fernandez from the #1 sports show in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. I wanted to let you know about the BASS School. That stands for the Boost Alternative School for Student Athletes. All of us are trying to find a way to get ahead in the classroom and in athletics. If you're a parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wanting to give your son the best opportunity to succeed. BASS is an all-boys private middle school servicing 7th and 8th grade student athletes. They've got unique, customized curriculum for student athletes, individualized nutrition and athletic development, plus rigorous academic development with small class sizes. This is not an online homeschool. This is a private school for students who are serious about their grades and serious about their sports. BASS school enrollment for the 2021-2022 school year begins in January, so don't wait. Lock up your spot today. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for more information. The #1 sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Ken's Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a Letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Ken's Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit KenSportingGoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Ken Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Ken Sporting Goods. We are the IE. We work hard. In fact, that's the way we like it. We wake up early, we stay up late to get the job done right. That blue-collar, hard-working mentality is the same reason we have so many successful teams and coaches and athletes in the Inland Empire. We never give up. We are a resilient bunch in the IE. Everything we have, we've earned. No excuses. It's this determined attitude is what powers our small businesses, and that's how championships are won. The Inland Sports Team is looking to team up with other like-minded small businesses in the IE. Together, we can grow. We can be bigger and better. If it was easy, everyone would do it, but we're not looking for easy, just looking for an opportunity. Joining the Inland Sports Team could be the opportunity that you've been looking for. Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody, live and amplified on a Wednesday night. Again, a players edition of the Inland Sports Shows. We're breaking down a whole lot of local football this week. We've also got college football this Saturday. RCC, Riverside City College, kicking off the year on the road at Mount San Jacinto College, an all-local battle there. Joining us live from RCC right now, well, this guy's a stud receiver, and we know his name because he's out of Centennial High School playing for Matt Logan. Now he's at RCC, the great Reggie Retzlaf. And Reggie, first off, thanks for joining us here on the show tonight. And I see your shirt says 2019 National Champions. Like when you play at RCC, I mean, you went from Centennial to RCC. I mean, you win everywhere you go, man. But what kind of, playing at RCC and knowing you're coming off a national championship, the last, real season that we had in 2019, what does it mean when you play for RCC football and those expectations you have when you play for RCC football?
There's definitely a lot of expectations, but it's mostly because of the work we put in. We train harder. We train different than every other junior college in the area. It really tests how much you really want to play football, but it's a lot of fun to play on Saturday nights, and the results speak for themselves.
Well, obviously, RCC is one of the top programs in the area, in the state, in the nation. Any way you slice it, the Tigers are always up there. I saw some sort of a preseason coaches poll, and it had RCC at number 2 behind the College of San Mateo, which you guys beat, for the state title in 2019. So, I'm not trying to get any bulletin board material here, but when you guys see the rankings and they're like, hey, how do they put those guys in front of us? I mean, does it catch your attention at all?
A little bit, but not really, because we know what we have. and we're not really focused on the schools up north yet. We're more focused on every week by week, what's going to happen, who we're preparing for, and really it's just week by week for us.
Well, Reggie, we're all looking, we're all excited. We're all looking forward to a real college football weekend again, because we didn't have college football necessarily in 2020 like we normally would. How anxious or excited are you to, get back on the field wearing those RCC colors and lace it up at Mount San Jacinto?
I'm really excited. It's been a while since I've played. 2019 was the last year that we played. So it's been 2 years of waiting, and it's going to be a lot of fun to be able to hit someone else that's not on our team again.
We talked about expectations of when you play at Riverside City College, the expectation, the standard, win conference, win state, finish number 1 in the nation, all those sorts of things. You know who you have in the locker room. So there's probably a ton of talent. What's your expectation for this year's RCC team?
We don't have very many set expectations, but we're planning to give every team our best and just trust our guys, trust our coaches, trust our game plan. We have a lot of talented guys. Our coaching staff's phenomenal, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see how every week turns out and what happens throughout the course of the year, because our team changes so much throughout the year.
Well, Reggie, if I can hop in the time machine just for a moment, we'll go back to your Centennial high school days, because it's funny. I remember, so you were at Claremont and then you went to Centennial High School. And I remember people saying, hey, Centennial got this great quarterback named Reggie Retzlaf. And I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. Matt Logan already has some great quarterbacks in that room. He's going to have a bunch of quarterbacks. What's he going to do? And I forget what game it was, but I went out to a game and I was shooting some video, and I'm like, wait, that star quarterback is the star receiver. When did this happen? So how did you make that transition, Reggie, from quarterback to receiver? And obviously it's doing well for yourself.
Yeah, I actually grew up playing receiver a lot. That was my first position in football. And so I grew up playing receiver. Catching the ball has always been a lot of fun for me. I more started playing quarterback when I didn't have a quarterback at Claremont. So receivers always come naturally to me. I've been able to run as well as anyone, and really receiver's been like home to me. So it's kind of like a homecoming when Coach Logan moved me back to receiver.
So obviously, when you think of maybe getting to the next level, like a 4-year, a Division I, program, did you always kind of see yourself with the best opportunity as a receiver as opposed to maybe like a quarterback or any other position?
Deep down, yes. It was a hard pill to swallow when I got moved from quarterback to receiver, because I was convinced I was going to be able to make it as a quarterback. But looking back on it, it was the best. It was the best thing that could have happened to me. I fit in a lot better at receiver than I ever did at quarterback. So it's really been a great move for me personally, and it's been helping the teams that have been on also.
All right, Reggie, you got the season opener coming up this Saturday, so just a couple of days away now. Who's quarterbacking the Tigers? Who's going to get you the football this season?
We haven't made our decision yet. They're still battling it out. They'll probably make the coaches haven't let us in on the decision yet either. So it'll be fun to see what happens. All the guys that are competing for the job are all great quarterbacks. They all do different things really well, but in general, they're all great players.
You know what? It sounds like just like Centennial High School. You got a bunch of great quarterbacks that can all play, right? It sounds the same.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to see what happens every week.
Reggie, RCC's got a ton of local talent. When you first got there, did you look around and say, "Oh man, that's a Norco guy, that's a Vista Marietta guy, or that's a Santiago guy"? Like, were you in the locker room with guys that maybe at one point you were trying to take their head off or score a touchdown on them at least, and now you guys are all in the same locker room wearing the same uniform?
Yeah, it's really crazy actually how much local talent we have. Because the big name with RCC is like everyone talks about how many bounce backs we get and everything like that. But really, they're all from this area. They're all from the IE. I have teammates that I played against back when I was in Claremont. They were opponents of mine back then. And now I'm playing with them now here. So it's really crazy to see how everything just comes together. And it's like a giant talent pool that just comes to RCC.
Well, Reggie, ton of talent. I know, RCC coming off a national championship, a state title in 2019, but now we're back and see if you guys can do it again this season. Best of luck beginning this Saturday on the road at Mount San Jacinto College. And Reggie, appreciate the time, man. Nothing but the best going forward.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, sir. That's Reggie Retzlaf, formerly of Centennial High School, now at RCC. Reggie, we appreciate it. You can bounce. I see you on Zoom. You can take off. I'm sure you've got some homework or get back out to practice. Something going on. So, Reggie, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Johnny, can we look at the top 25 poll one more time before we close things out here? We looked at our Boost Performance Training top 25 rankings, which we will do each and every week. We kind of buzzed through it a little bit quickly in our first segment. One more look at it here as we go through 11 through 25. Beaumont, Heritage, Yucaipa, Aquinas, North. You know what? You could probably make a case for any of those schools to be higher than one another. So I think we're going to see a lot of separation in the next couple of weeks as some of these schools will be going head to head, and we can make more definitive stances on where they're going to be in the rankings. But yeah, Yucaipa against Temescal Canyon is a big one. They're both 2-0, just separated by a couple spots in the rankings. North, Norta Vista, Jurupa Hills, man, people are high on Jurupa Hills. Kaiser and Roosevelt lost their openers, but they're good, so we'll see if they hang around. Elsinore, Orange Vista, Eisenhower, Ramona, and hey, Santiago cracks the top 25. We'll see if the Rams and the Sharks can stay in there in the top 25, but that's our Boost Performance Training top 25 poll for this week. And again, we had the preseason poll, and it went nuts on social media. And we've got this very sophisticated formula. We put it in the computer, and it cranked out the preseason rankings. And some people were totally on board and were like, yeah, I think you guys got it right. And some were like, no, man, you missed it. Well, after 2 weeks, we're pretty darn close. It looks pretty good. The teams that we thought were going to be good are good, and there's a couple surprises here and there, but hey, man, that's why we love high school football. So each and every week we'll have our Boost Performance Training top 25 poll as we rank the top teams in our inland sports coverage area. All right, a big thanks to the Beaumont Cougars. We had Kyle Crum from Norco High School, so a lot of Cougars, Norco Cougars, Beaumont Cougars, and of course Reggie Retzlaf from Centennial High School and RCC now. Join us here live on the show. And the biggest of shout-outs to our director, Johnny Nunez, here at Teen Vision TV 16, pushing all the buttons each and every week to make things happen. My name is Pep Fernandez. We will see you again next Wednesday night for the Inland Sports Show. But if you can't wait an entire week for local sports coverage, real quick, we'll tell you, we've got North and Notre Dame on Riverside TV. We got Beaumont and Summit on 1490 AM. U of R, University of Redlands football, 1490 AM Saturday night at 6:45 p.m. And we will have College of the Desert against SBBC on IEMG. That is Saturday at 6 o'clock. And oh yes, Sports Weekly Live on IEMG is back again this Friday night. I'll be back in my living room one more week, but it's back for all your high school football scores and highlights and interviews. We'll see you next time. God bless you. Stay safe on the Inland Sports Show.